Greetings, my name is Gajira. I am the Silver Dragon Gamer. Today's entry into our How Strong Can Link Get Before Doing Any Dungeons and With No Glitches series is A Link Between Worlds. I know we were supposed to do the Twilight Princess, but due to some technical problems, i.e. I'm a moron, that's not going to happen this week, and I'll get to that next week. So, without too much further ado, we have A Link Between Worlds. So The Legend of Zelda A Link Between Worlds was released on November 22nd, 2013. It was the last of the 3DS games, or even the DS games, that were released in the Zelda series. The only other game during that generation was Skyward Sword. This one was an interesting idea. The idea that you could flatten yourself onto a wall, become a painting, and move around the walls was a very creative and interesting change to the series. Myself, I played through this game and I really enjoyed it. I thought the mechanic was unique and interesting. I love the fact that we were going back to a Link to the Past game and having a direct sequel to it, and we were playing in that particular world. I really enjoyed the art style from Link to the Past, although this one, the art threw me off again. It's got that toy look that kind of the new Link's Awakening remaster has. I know some of you said, oh, that's what they're going for. I don't care. I think it looks like garbage, but that's my opinion. Everybody's entitled to them. Anyway, other than that, I thought the game was a lot of fun, so without too much further ado, let's jump right into this. So Link is woken up by his friend Gully, who berates him for sleeping in while he has chores to do and saying that he needs to get up and go to the blacksmith shop. So Link hops out of bed and we head off into town. But before we get anywhere, we run into Gully right outside the front door, where he teaches us about saving here at these rooster statues. Once we're done with that, we can continue following Gully to get to the blacksmith shop over here at the edge of town, where Link is an apprentice. Once inside, we see the blacksmith talking with the guard captain. They'll finish their discussion about the high quality of weapons and armor being made, then the captain will leave. Link will get berated for being late, when suddenly the blacksmith's wife will realize the guard captain forgot his sword, and that's when Link is sent to the Hyrule Castle to return it to him. So with sword in hand, we head off east towards Hyrule Castle. Once we get to the gate, though, we're stopped by the guard, who tells us that the captain has gone on to Sanctuary. We head around the castle and back north, stopping here at this rooster to save, then on up to the doorway to Sanctuary, where we run into Ceres and Dampé. Ceres will go inside to get the captain, when suddenly there's a scream and the doors slam and nobody can get inside. Dampé will suggest we head to the graveyard because he remembers a secret tunnel under a tomb leading into Sanctuary. Once we open the tomb and head inside, we can't see much because it's so dark. In the center of the room is a chest containing a lamp that will let us set fires and see some inside the dark areas. As we head behind where the chest is with the lamp in it, we see a sign that gives us a hint that we need to light these two torches if we want to continue on. Personally, I got a little bit lost in the weeds here, so please bear with me as I kind of wander around aimlessly for a minute. I pick up a 20-pack there in that particular chest, and I kept trying to light all of the fires. Pardon me, this game was recorded very late because, as I said, I lost the Twilight Princess footage and have to redo it. Did not have time. So, as we go up here and grab the small key, we come back around here and open the door to access the next part of Sanctuary. Here we're confronted with 3 Poes, and once we kill them, we can move on to the next section. As the door opens, we're going to go into a room that has 2 switches, one on the right and one on the left. You want to pull the left-hand switch. That's going to cause the door to open, which is then going to give us access to Sanctuary proper. As we head into Sanctuary, we're going to head around the corner here and run into the main bad guy, who is going to turn Ceres into a painting. There's going to be a lot of back and forth, and the bad guy's going to expound on why he's doing this a little bit, and then he's going to turn Ceres into that painting that I mentioned. Link is going to get smacked because he runs straight headfirst into a wall like a bull in a china shop, and the bad guy, Yuga, is just going to turn around and walk out of Sanctuary, leaving Link unconscious. Now, the next item that we're going to get is the Ravio's bracelet, which we're going to get from this weird dude wearing kind of a bunny costume. He's not a normal guy, he's a little off his nut. His name's Ravio, and he's going to ask if he can stay in our house. And as payment, he's going to give us his bracelet, which we're going to complain about and say that it smells funny. Link's going to head back outside and then head north again into Hyrule Castle. This time when he talks to the guard, Impa's going to come out and say yes, he can come inside and talk to her. So we're going to head inside of Hyrule Castle, where we're going to get a little bit of a history lesson. We're going to come in here, be greeted by Impa again, told to wait, and we can look at these 5 paintings which are going to essentially tell the story of Link to the past. Just an interesting way to show that this is tied into that game. So the next item we're going to get is Zelda's Charm. We get that when we come up here, we talk to Zelda. She's going to be all excited to see us, and we're going to explain what happened. She's going to send us off with her special charm so that we can go off and talk to the wise man Sahasrahla. But before we do that, we're going to grab a little bit of cash that's laying around the castle here. There's a purple rupee there on the east wall, and if we go around the west wall and drop back down here, we can go inside and access a 5 rupee. So from here, we need to head back outside because we're heading back to Kakariko Village. We have a lot of things to do in the town this time. As we head back, we're confronted with some monsters along the way, and we head back into the blacksmith area. Once we go inside the blacksmith shop, we're going to realize that our friend Gully is missing and nobody's really sure where he is. But we're going to head into town proper, where we're going to pick up the bottle first because I personally just mentally bricked and completely forgot about talking to the mayor and Will for a long time. But when you talk to this merchant, he'll sell you a bottle for 100. Once we have the bottle in hand, we can head over here to the item shop to see what they have. They have a shield and 2 different kinds of fruits. But the next item we're going to get is a net after we pick up the rupees in the cave behind the item shop. So we want to look for the building that kind of looks like a bee on the front of it. Once we go inside and talk to the guy who's dressed up as a bee, he's going to give us a net so that we can go out and catch bees for him and bring them back. The nice thing about this guy is that he will actually buy normal bees for us that we have caught and put into a jar. He will also give us a special badge if we happen to catch a golden bee, but that's much later in the game. From here, we want to farm up some rupees till we can get 50 because it's time to do a little bit of gambling. In this game, you pay 50 rupees and open one of 2 chests that'll either contain 1 rupee or will contain 100 rupees. It's random which one you get. If you get lucky, again, you get 100 rupees. That's always good. But for this time, we have a purpose. We're going to go purchase the shield from the item shop. Once we come around there, we run inside, and there's the shield, which we'll grab for 50 rupees. Once we're done with that, we're going to head back outside, because I need to go back and gamble again, because, again, I need more money. So once we win here and get our 100 rupees, we're going to head back to the item shop, because this time we're going to be purchasing those 2 fruits laying there. Now the foul fruit, if we eat it, will stun enemies with the exception of bosses, and the scoot fruit will allow us to escape from most dungeons. There are a few, like the final dungeon, the Eastern Palace and such, that the scoot fruit will not work in. But those are very limited. This game has quite a few dungeons, so it could be a very useful item. It's also an item that is used in a quest line called the Runaway Item Seller quest line. And you would need to have one of those fruits on you to give to a certain guy who will then pay you for it at some point, much later in the game. From here, we're going to head north out of Kakariko Village because we need to go talk to the fortune teller. As we head into her tent, she's going to say, "Oh, I knew you were coming because I have something for you," and then she's going to give us the hint goggles. Now, the hint goggles are kind of a weird item. You put them on and it lets you see ghosts that can give you hints about accessing various areas within the game itself. So we'll come out of the tent and come up north here to this rock, put on the goggles and activate them and see this blue ghost. Talk to him. He's going to explain about play coins, and we can get 10 coins a day. We can talk to the ghost, and if we give him a play coin, he'll give us a hint on how to move the rock, which we can't do anyway right now. Once that's over, we're going to continue moving on to the next section. I came down here and I actually caught a bee in the grass here, so I'm going to head down here and sell it to the beekeeper. Now, had this been a golden bee, we would have gotten 300 rupees, but instead we got 50. Once we're done there, we're going to go purchase a bottle full of milk at the milk bar down here, because that'll be our healing item for now. We could go purchase a red potion, but that would be just overkill because we don't have enough hearts to worry about that. After that, we're going to head down here to Cuckoo Ranch, where we're going to talk to this girl, and she's going to put us through a little mini game where we're going to try to win a piece of heart. What you have to do is dodge all these cuckoos for 30 seconds, and we have to do this multiple times. To get the heart piece, we actually need to do it 3 times and beat it on what's called Rooster level. There is one level beyond that called Endless, but that one just seems like an absolute freaking nightmare, because it is literally you just stay in this pen and run around for as long as you can. And if you manage to survive for 999 seconds without being touched by a cuckoo, you get 3,000 rupees and a large cuckoo. To me, that just sounds insane. That's over 10 minutes of running, or about 10 minutes of running, and I just don't have time for that. It's ridiculous. So we're going to head back around here to the center area where we're going to run into our buddy Gully, which, no big deal, we can just keep moving on from there. After we talk to him, we're going to head down south of the swamp area here, and we're going to head along Lake Hylia because there's a cave that has a large 50-pack of rupees within it that we want to grab before heading back north for some other areas. Once we're inside the cave, we have to equip our lamp, and then we have to light these 2 torches, which will give us access to the 50 rupees and drop 3 snakes down at us that we can kill. After we're done with that, we come outside for a little murder hoboing, and then it's back around to the north because we have some actual work to do. Now we're going to head east here and across this bridge and just keep heading straight north. What we're looking for is the witch in the hut. In Link to the Past, she sold potions, and again she does in this one. But really we want that save point with the rooster there. She's going to tell us that she only sells red potions because she doesn't have the components for the other, but if we bring them to her later, she'll make the other potions for us. Now this is where I realized my mistake. I headed for Eastern Palace because I thought that I had to continue on from there. I realized I had screwed up, so I deleted all that chunk, and we actually have to head back to Kakariko Village because I had a complete and utter brain meltdown and forgot to go talk to Sahasrara to be told that I need to go to Eastern Palace. So once I talk to him and explain what's happened, he says, no, you need to go to Eastern Palace and look for my buddy over there. So I come in and save my game again, and this time head back to the Eastern Palace because that tells us that there's another item that we need to pick up, but we can't get it yet because we haven't learned that we need it yet. So we're going to come over here, run around the Eastern Palace area, get lost a little bit because, well, I'm me and I suck at video games. And then we're going to head up here where we're going to find what we need. We're going to see these arrow-shaped rocks. We're going to see Ravi's little signature, which means we need to go talk to Ravi inside our own house. As we walk in and speak to him, he's going to realize that we saw the signs over in the Eastern Palace, and he's going to offer to rent us a bow. And he says if anything happens to us, he's going to take the bow back. What that means is if you happen to die, he retakes the bow and you have to go rent it again. Talk about a pain in the butt. But that's really only a pain in the butt for people like me who kind of suck at video games. So once we get the bow from Ravi, we shoot the 2 balls, it opens the gate and allows us access into the Eastern Palace area. After running around for a little bit here, we run up and we see the guy that Sahasrara told us to come find. Now after some exposition, we save here at the rooster statue and add it to the map, and that's all there is. We get to look at our inventory and see what we've collected so far. So we have the Captain's Sword, Link's Clothes, the Shield, Ravio's Bracelet, Zelda's Charm, Quarter of a Heart, and then on the other page we have a Scoot Fruit, Hint Goggles, Bow, Lamp, Bottle of Milk, Net, and the Foul Fruit. And with that, we bring this particular video to a close. I'd like to thank you once again, and please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share the video, and I'll see you in the next one.